them, they are the epitome of modern architecture. So if you want to impress your friends with newfound architectural lingo, you can refer to that style of building as Miesian. Remember earlier we were talking about Ludwig Mies van der Rohe in conjunction with the IBM building, how he was the father of modern architecture. Well, even though Mies van der Rohe had nothing to do with the design plans of those buildings, the way that he felt about architectural design was very influential to tons of architects like Skidmore, Owings, and Merrill. And Mies's philosophy was very simple. He coined the phrase less is more, meaning the less ornamentation and decoration on the outside of the building, the more form and function it can have on the inside. So up ahead on the right, you've got the little building with the giant X's on the outside of it. That's the old commodities exchange. Remember how you could kind of see the Hancock building from the river, but it was really far away? This is a good way to show you how the Hancock building was constructed, but on a smaller scale. Just like the Hancock building, they're both designed by Skidmore, Owings, and Merrill. Neither of them has columns inside holding up the different floors and the ceiling for that matter. So the giant X's on the outside of this building and the Hancock building, not for decoration. Those X's or cross bracings hold up the buildings from the outside, like giant X skeletons on an animal. So the outside of the building does all the work, and on the inside they get extra square footage. Gateway number 4 was built in 1983, and this one's a good example of contextual architecture. Contextualism is when a building takes into consideration its site and its surroundings. So it has a gentle curve in it that follows a natural bend in the river, and it uses green tinted glass windows like a lot of other buildings along the river to dye the river really bright green for St. Patrick's Day. It's not a myth, it happens every year. But the river is naturally this pale shade of green because of the clay bottom, the algae that grows on it, and the infusion of Lake Michigan water. So next up on the right, you're going to see another behemoth of a building. This is the old Central Post Office. It was built in 1932 by Graham Anderson Post in Wyoming. When in operation, this was the largest post office in the world. The reason we needed so much space is because Chicago was once home to a lot of mail-order catalog businesses like Sears and Roebuck. And those of you who are old enough like me to remember when we used to get those catalogs in the mail, especially at Christmas, they were huge. That's why they needed 2.7 million square feet of floor space. But when those catalog companies started moving out of the city into the suburbs,